The following local program is brought to you by Central Texas College's Department of Television and Radio Broadcasting, providing educational, creative classes and hands-on experience for Central Texas students and helping shape the creative minds of the future. For more information, visit the Central Texas College website at www.ctcd.edu/telecom.
Hello, welcome to Perspectives. I'm Art Reza, your host on today's program. Also with me is Dr. Jose Martinez as co-host. Welcome, Dr. Martinez.
Hello. Hi.
On today's program, we're going to be talking about MECA, Multi-Educational Cross-Cultural of Central Texas. And to talk about that, we have two special guests. We have Dr. Kott, who is the director of MECA, and we have Samantha as the queen of MECA. Welcome, both of y'all.
Hi.
Okay. Let me just start off with you, Dr. Kott. Tell us, what does MECA stand for?
MECA stands for Now Multi-Educational, Cross-Cultural, and Arts Association of Central Texas. So pretty much of a mouthful. So we go by MECA. We've gone through three generations. MECA, M-E-C-A, which is our logo, Multi-Ethnic Cultural and Arts. And then we became Multi-Ethnic Cross-Cultural, in that was going with the flow of our culture. A lot of marriages now are cross-cultural. For example, this young lady's mother is Panamanian and her father's Hawaiian, so we can't be just Mexican. We've got to be a little bit of everything. In her case, Panamanian. And in Texas, we're Texas, and we're in Tex-Mex country, so we're Mexican.
There you go. Now, you said the organization has been in place for how many years?
Third. Well, we started early 1980s, so we say really around 30 years, because we've gone through non-legal, if you want to call it that, to become incorporated legally and so on. And then as we got fully established and didn't need a whole lot of more money, we decided we didn't need to do all that paperwork. So we're pretty well satisfied with where we're out. So we're now not a legal corporated. So we're still basically a nonprofit, depending on the rules that you go by, be it state or federal, which the rules are somewhat different between state nonprofit and local. So.
But you're part of a bigger organization, is that right? I mean, you're Central Texas. Is there a mother organization?
Well, no, MECA is the organization, and it is big. In other words, when we say Central Texas, that means we basically, over 30 years, have covered Dallas to San Antonio, Austin, Cedar Park. So we put on workshops, an accordion workshop here I have in Dallas 2 or 3 years. We put on several programs in San Antonio. I taught at San Antonio, the University of Our Lady of the Lake, folk dance and music for 10 years. So a lot of our participants, members, went down there and so on. And now we've gone to Waco for clogging conventions. And we're traveling I-35, basically, I-190 from Temple to Burnett. So we cover a big area. No, we have people come from all those areas, interest enough weekly to Killeen to participate.
You mentioned a while ago about the classes that you had and so on. Much of that was mariachi, I think mariachi music that you were teaching.
Right, for about almost 10 years we had Arts Commission money from the City of Killeen Arts Commission, and we had workshops, weekend workshops, and we'd have them bring in 4 or 5 buses from San Antonio, maybe 4 buses from Corpus Christi for that. So we taught full-blown mariachi music and style and folk dance, the same as they do in El Paso or Albuquerque. We completed our goals. We have all the music we need, we have all the costumes we need, so we kind of backed out of that. And we kind of go with the flow of the culture. And we have now moved into the educational part of it. The Educational USA has moved in what we call STEAM, science, technology, and engineering and math. And then over the last couple of years in the educational world, they've added the A. It was STEM. They added the A, which is arts. So that means now we cover science, technology, engineering, arts, which we've done for years, and math. And that math is a little bit different. We've got some instruments here to talk about. That math would be the math, high math, the math that you would use in engineering. Binary code, binary math, hexadecimal math, which a lot of people just never learn, and yet it's very essential today. If you're going to do any kind of coding today, hexadecimal math is essential.
Now, Samantha, you're the queen for the
Yes.
organization. What do you do as a queen? What's your role?
As a queen, I go to multiple social events. I volunteer most of my time with the group. Also, I'm a student teacher with the group when we dance or play music on Friday nights. I spend most of my time teaching the kids, the little ones, how to play keyboard. So that's fun.
So how often do y'all meet? Is it a weekly?
Well, yes, we have various divisions. We're multi-generational, multi-family, and so on. So we now, in the last couple of years, have moved into the Senior Citizen Center, primarily at Lions Club Park here in Killeen, and Gilmore Center. So we have basically 3 sessions per week for adults or senior citizens. Sometimes a senior citizen may be defined as the wife of somebody over 55 who might not be 55, and also the younger age group, in other words, the tweens and the teens. So we start accepting them sometimes at 5, preferably around 7 or 8, and then we go up usually until they come to college, like this young lady, and then they decide to move on in life as they get married and leave Killeen.
That's one of the interesting things that I've noticed about your organization and all. You include not only a number of different races, ethnic groups, and so on, but different age groups and families and so on. I think that's great.
Well, it's family oriented, so we may have, like right now, we have mother learning violin along with her son, who's probably 9 years old, learning violin, and the other son is learning how to play keyboard. So when they come on a Friday night, they're all there making music together.
Now, when you say keyboard, and you mentioned keyboard, that's the accordion?
Keyboard as in the piano,
keyboard?
electric piano.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of different than an actual piano, grand piano, just thousands of pounds. As where a keyboard, you can pretty much travel everywhere with it. It's slightly heavier, but you can still bring it wherever.
I guess in a way this kind of encourages students to stay in school, or to, if they may not had an interest in dance or theater or music, and if they're coming in a young age, they get exposed to it in your group, they can use it as a springboard for maybe a career.
Right, and once they tie in, it's somewhat like you have a captive audience. That's the only way I can think of say it. When they come on a Sunday for Sunday Tech, for example, basically this Sunday we talked about astronomy, and we have both lecture and lab. So after the lecture, they went outside and set up 2 telescopes. This lady set up one, and her sister set up the other, getting ready for Saturday night astronomy session. Week before that, we talked about something high tech. So upcoming between now and June, we'll be talking about, because of my experience as a doctor, a drop of blood, what's in a drop of blood. And we have microscopes to use, and we have cameras on the scopes. And then as summer comes, we'll be talking about a drop of water. We go to lakes and find all the plankton in the lakes and show them that. And then they can compare that, amoeba, for example, feeding, as compared with a video that we've got that shows a white blood cell eating up a virus. So it's the STEAM concept where you take all the sciences, blend them together, and you don't separate them. So you learn math from learning about a white blood cell, a red blood cell. Or in math, music is nothing but math and physics. So we do teach what we call music by the numbers that come out of Nashville, Tennessee. So it's a US type system, as compared with the old 200-year-old classic music reading type. And they learn the music, which is all numerical and alphabetic. Now, we don't stress the alphabet much. They learn the music, but along with that technique, they are learning mathematics.
So, from what I'm hearing from you, it's an opportunity where families can come together and be together, and I guess if a family, the togetherness is not there, they could find something that they can do together. Is that right? I mean,
Right. For example, this Saturday we'll be in Burnett at one of our outdoor sessions. We go to Dana Peak during the summer. We camp out. We have senior citizens who have campers and motorhomes and so on. We'll have 2 or 3 families there camping in tents. We'll have a couple there in motorhomes. And our day will consist of 2 hours of flying drones, taking pictures and video, and then a bluegrass session for 2 hours, and an old time, 1 hour of both, and then time off, and then get ready to set up the telescopes and look at the stars and the moon until probably 2 or 3 in the morning, and then they go to sleep in their tents.
Is that a drone, or what is it that
Yeah.
you have?
And this happens to be what we call a drone, and it's what you call a micro or a palm-sized drone. That little drone there has obviously got a tremendous amount of electronics in it. It's a real feat to make those. Plus, it's got a camera in it,
Oh,
and it will do video. So, for example, in this studio, I could send it up here, and if I could control it, we could be doing the video here all over the place. I can fly it from there to there, keep the video going, and watch the video up to 100 feet away, and then put it into recording. There's also SED cards, record it, and then take it in and edit it. So, and this happens to be a drone, a robot. So that robot we can program to follow a line on this table. If we have a red line, I could send it over to you. I could turn it around, I can make it dance. I can make it turn around and dance. So we're into the new world that the young people are growing up in is microelectronics, micro everything. Our cell phones are the best example. Everything is micro. Camera no longer is this big. When I first got in photography, we had cameras that were 8 by
yeah.
10. Now, that's the camera, and not only that, we can now hack those, which means do things ourselves with it, write the software, and I can take a camera just like that and put it on top of a microscope.
so that I don't forget, because it's very important. If somebody wants to make contact with you, or wants to be part of your group, or how do they join? What's the best way to do that?
Okay,
Is there
the
a
best
number?
way, first of all, is to look us over and see what we do, like here. 2, get on YouTube. On YouTube, it's MECATX, MECATX, and we have 200 or 300 videos there. Almost everything we do goes on YouTube. Our website is www.mecatx and then .ning. So Ning is something like Facebook, but it's a little bit more specific, .com. So we have 2 websites, if you want to call it, and our websites are based on, they're interactive. In other words, you can put movies up there, you can put videos up, anybody can. She can, from the camping session, if she gets the foot. So it's not just where you download what I want you to see. It's more the ultimate democracy. Anybody can, who's a member, not anybody can get on, and so on. So
they have to get online and join,
for
sign
that,
up.
it's better to contact us online, because we're high tech.
Okay.
You can call my phone, but again, my wife answers the phone, answering machine, we might get 15 calls a day, and if she forgets to tell me, so again, I can get well, for example, I got an email Friday from a musician in Germany that wants to Skype with me. I answered him on Saturday, and we didn't do it, but we could have been talking face to face by Sunday. So it goes around the world.
So, and you also have a catalog of past programming that you've had.
Right.
Lessons.
What we do, I I don't think I brought it, but what we do is put online, what this lady does a lot of things for us, okay? First of all, she monthly publishes, since 2015, a monthly astronomy booklet of everything that you need to know if you're going to look at the stars for that month. Along with that, we don't have them, I thought I brought it, but anyway, she publishes what we call QR codes. So she'll make as we go forward, a thing here, sheet with the QR codes on it, where all you have to do is scan it with your phone. So you don't have to look up stuff. If you want to look up Mexican dance, we have a sheet on that. If you want to look up astronomy, you just get that sheet and you QR code. So you don't have to do your phone, all you do is click on it and it's there, as compared with the drawn out way of searching, finding Jarabe Tapatio under Mexican dance, and then you might find 10 of them, and you've got to look for ours. So.
But when you mentioned earlier about teaching, I think you teach others about much of this?
Yes.
So how do you do that? You have classes for them? Or?
Oh, we do classes during our practice time. It depends on what we're doing. We have dance practices on Tuesday. If the kids need help with a specific step, I'll be in there to help them with that specific step, or just to break it down to them so it's a little bit easier to understand, because dancing is not that easy. It is, but once you start practicing, the more you practice, it gets easier. So I help them with that.
And she teaches on Friday night music. She left off music. This young lady
Well,
plays
music.
4 different instruments. So on Friday nights, she can teach accordion or violin. We're not doing a lot of ukulele for Hawaii, but last Friday night she was teaching the keyboard people using an accordion. Her sister was teaching some adults and children how to play the violin. And then we had a guitar section somewhere else, and so on. So what we're doing is developing a cadre of young people who will take over as us old gray-haired people move on.
Now, how does your group make connections to participate in some civic activities? Does a local city, a local civics club contact you? I know you've been there many years here in Killeen, and I know you've traveled all over Central Texas, not only your folklorico, but your music and so on. So how does that work?
Well, we get out to the public by programs like this, thanks to the community service programs of PBS. One, if you look at the Killeen Daily Herald, every Sunday, under Faces and Places or Club News, we have a picture in there almost every Sunday for the last 2 months. And we'll have a picture in a couple weeks. It'll be on astronomy. Next Sunday it will be on the music session. Last Sunday it was on our mariachi session on Sunday. So as I said, we have 3 sessions for adults or more advanced per week, and then 3 per week for the younger ones. And again, we're in parades. That's one of the big draws. We're in the Juneteenth parade in June, we're in the Veterans Day parade, and we're in the Christmas parade.